Moving on to number 3. They're boring as fuck. And I find this a lot with the more established acts, the ones with like the forced humor. Let's use the people from That Guy with the Glasses as an example. The people who aren't Doug or Rob Walker. You know, they are honestly really second-rate clones of the Nostalgia Critic and the Angry Video Game Nerd. But they appeal to a particular niche. You know, maybe they review stuff that's geared towards women, or maybe they review certain films, you know, from this genre or this set years, or maybe they review independent films or certain types of games and so on and so forth. But basically, it's the same deal. It's the same shtick. You know, they yell and swear and throw a big fit and, you know, say this movie or this game or whatever sucks, and everybody tunes in because it's funny. In my opinion, I honestly don't know how these guys are getting paid at all. And I'm not talking about, you know, maybe a little bit of ad revenue or something like that. I honestly don't know who is watching these people enough to warrant them getting any kind of money whatsoever. A lot of them don't have at least good equipment. A lot of them are running like really shitty webcams with really bad audio, really bad lighting. Their on-screen persona is just boring. Their timing is awful, and it's just an uninteresting, unwatchable video, and it's a chore to watch those kinds of videos. The point is, while you may have interesting things to say and do, if they're not presented in a way that keeps the audience engaged, or at least entertained, they're just gonna click away and move on. There's absolutely no reason that an audience has to be forced to watch your videos. Absolutely none. There are plenty of other YouTubers, plenty of other content creators out there in the web, out there in the world, that make videos that are better quality than yours. They have better equipment than yours. They sound better. They present it in a way that is interesting and in a way that people can digest easier. You know, there's always somebody out there who's better than you. In order to keep that person or persons from stealing your audience, you have to constantly improve yourself. You constantly have to better yourself. You have to make yourself more engaging, more entertaining. Not necessarily in like a sellout kind of way. Keep things interesting. Keep things in a very engaging format. Otherwise, people are just gonna click back, go to Google, search for something else. That's just the nature of the game. Full-time content creators should honestly know better. They should honestly know what they're getting themselves into. Now, if you're just a part-time guy, or you're just doing this for fun, and you know, you go from earning 40 bucks a month to 20 bucks a month, you might get a little bummed, but it's not gonna affect your life. Whereas if you're a full-time content creator, and that's your bread and butter, that's how you make your money, and you get your salary cut in half, you're gonna lose your damn mind. You have bills to pay and stuff like that. But the thing is, you have to know that the internet audience is a very fickle bunch, and they don't have to watch your stuff. They choose to watch your stuff. Your audience isn't given to you, it's earned. And in order to earn it, you have to make content that is interesting, entertaining, and engaging. If you can't deal with the fact that you may have a nice audience in one moment, then if you start making a lot of shit content, and they start dispersing and going away, and all of a sudden you're not pulling in the views you used to, and you get your feelings hurt, maybe making full-time content isn't for you. You know, stick to having it as like a part-time thing or just a simple hobby. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Moving on to reason number 4. They don't interact with their audience or just interact with them properly. And this is especially noticeable for the higher echelon of content creators. The ones who have, you know, the millions upon millions of views, comments, messages, and things like that. I do understand, you know, it's hard for one person or even 2 or 3 people to answer every single message, every single video response. I get that. Especially if, you know, you have a large scale of people. It's hard for one person to answer quite literally a million comments. And that's fine. If that's the case, go through, find a comment that is engaging or something that you can build a conversation off of, and build a conversation off of that person. And then if they respond, you know, just continue to keep the conversation going. chances are, if you have a lot of people, you know, they're going to want to jump in the conversation too. It's not just you and that person. It's everybody. So you get a good conversation going, start building the comments up, and you got a nice, engaged audience. You have to interact with your audience, especially online. This is the whole point of the whole Web 2.0 social media revolution, is the fact that no longer are you just watching a video or reading something and that's it. The video ends, the book ends, that's it. You know, now people can leave comments. They can send email to the creators, the authors. They can even make video responses to said authors and creators. If you don't take advantage of that, and if you don't join in the conversation, people are gonna just think you don't care. They're just gonna think you're gonna be in your nice little high tower of e-fame and e-celebrityism, and the fact that, you know, they think that, you know, you're above answering a simple comment. You're above liking something. You know, you're above engaging with your audience. If that's the case, they're gonna see that you don't care about your audience, and if you don't care about your audience isn't gonna care about you. They're not gonna watch your stuff. They're not going to buy your products. They're just gonna up and leave. Because, like I said with point number 3, nobody's required to watch your videos. Nobody is forced, or is going to be forced, to buy your products. You have to give them a reason to watch your videos. You have to give them a reason to buy your products. That's just the nature of the game. So, with that said, we move on to the 5th and final point of this video. They rely on only one or a few sources of income. The vast majority of people who do full-time content creation, or even part-time content creation, if they're just pulling in any sort of money, chances are it's coming from some manner of advertising, whether it's AdSense or some other version of AdSense. That's usually a decent way to make money. Now, is it the only way to make money? Of course not. Is it the best way to make money? Not by a long shot. Not even close. Now, granted, if you have a lot of eyeballs, sure, you can make a decent living off of advertising alone. But there are a myriad of different ways to make money off of blogs, vlogs, and other content. You can do affiliate marketing. You can do sponsorships, endorsements. You can maybe do guest posts on other people's blogs and vlogs to not only build yourself up, but to get your message out there. There are other income streams out there besides advertising. You know, a lot of people like to put out merchandise, whether that's putting your product in DVD form. Maybe you like to write, you know, if you have a good blog, maybe you want to write an actual book, whether it's a hard copy book or maybe a PDF file that you sell for a couple bucks. Maybe you have a t-shirt, some buttons, things of that nature. There's more than one way to earn money. And that, honestly, is the beauty of making content online, is the fact that there's more than one way to earn a buck. You know, you're not limited to one income stream. Is one income stream better than the other? Of course. That's just the nature of the beast. But there's no law that says that you can't have more than one. Now, if you're working a 9-to-5 job, you only have one source of income. And that's either from your salary or your wage. You know, you clock in 40 hours a week, you get whatever it is per hour from the amount of hours you worked. That's your paycheck. That is your singular source of income. Now, say you're a waiter or a salesman. In addition to your wage, you also get commission. Yeah, you get enough to kind of pay your bills and get by, but if you really work hard enough and you sell enough and you get yourself out there enough, then you start pulling in more money. You start pulling in another source of income. Because in addition to your wage, which is more or less going to stay the same, I mean, yeah, you might get a raise here or there, but it's pretty much going to be the same as it always is. Whereas, say you make twice the sales that you made last week, you know, obviously your other source of income coming from your commissions is going to be much higher. Even if you have that full-time job, you may have another job. You may have a part-time job. Maybe you're a tutor or a teacher. Maybe you give lessons, mow the lawn for somebody, shovel snow. There you go, there's 10 bucks, there's 15 bucks. When your main income starts to dwindle down, and it's like your one and only source of income, you're screwed. Whereas if you have multiple sources of income, then you have a little more of a security net. It's less, falling off a bicycle at full speed, and a little more like falling off a bicycle at full speed with a nice net to catch you. Sure, you might scrape your knee on the dirt and, have a bruised elbow or something like that, but you're not gonna have to worry about broken bones, or your whole face getting smashed in, or your skull getting crushed. It lets you down a little more gently. Yeah, your main income source dwindled down and there's nothing left, but that's okay because you have these other sources of income, so you have a nice little safety net to help you out. Now, of course, you can't, completely rely on those because it's not enough to support yourself, but it is enough to soften the blow. That's why I recommend having more than one source of income, more than one way to bring in the money. That's all I wanted to say in this video. So yeah, this is TheAndySan, signing off for now. Thanking you guys for tuning in to this video and others, and I totally encourage you guys to leave your comments and your thoughts and stuff in the comments. If you'd like to send me a personal message, that's fine too, but please try to keep the comments and the messages civil. That's all I ask. I also want to thank you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing, send up your friends to the party, and hey, as always, we'll see you next time. Bye guys.